Hello and nice to be with you, and thanks for your company for joining us this week on Take 2 as we have a look back over the past 7 days, and there's been plenty of racing on our New South Wales provincial and country tracks. Pretty quiet start to the working week on Monday. We headed to Goulburn. We're on track for us there with Graham White and Kayla Nisbet.
Goulburn conducted its first meeting of the season on Monday, and we found a couple of nice horses. Sydney Stables went quite well. A few of the locals got amongst the winners as well. Danny Williams with a long price winner with Old Sapphire's son. Dale Cole, the winning jockey there, but we found a few other horses to follow.
Yeah, we did. Sir Franklin, probably the other country horse out of here. And he's flying for Lauren Davies. He's probably one of the main horses to follow, one of the main winners to follow out of the meeting. But behind that, I found a horse out of the Norm Gardner's stable called Eye for Style. Now, I think she's a really interesting little filly. She trialled really well as an early 2-year-old at Warwick Farm, and she went to the races off the back of that and raced poorly and had to retrial for not being competitive. That was all in her first racing preparation. She looked to me like a young horse that at the end of her prep. So they spelled her and brought her back this time around, and she's gone over the odds in both runs back. She was a $91 chance first up at the Sapphire Coast and ran fourth, and today she went around as a $17 chance. And as we pick her up, I really like the way she chased late to be able to run on into third.
600 to go. Moltuno's second. Shaft Attack third. Eye for Style fourth. First Class Baby fifth, but it's 3 wide. Then Sonic Scene, who's come off the bit from Bedouin Bear. Brenham's a long way back with Texas Star, and Martini Bandit's the last one. Man Worry turns in front. Moltuno goes up to take the lead now. Shaft Attack on the far side. Then Eye for Style and Sonic Scene. Moltuno in front from Shaft Attack. It's Moltuno, 150 to go, more than a length in front from Shaft Attack, Sonic Scene, Eye for Style, but Moltuno's off and gone. Moltuno, too good for, Sonic Scene second, Eye for Style third.
I think she's a horse that obviously has a bit of natural ability, but maybe just taken a little while to work it all out. But I've pulled the way that she chased a couple of handy horses there, and Moltuno and Sonic Scene suggests that she'll be winning a maiden quite quickly.
Yeah, Normie Gardner, the trainer, of course, has Take the Rap, who won at Wagga the day prior. And Normie has aspirations that maybe it might do enough to get picked up in the Oscar.
That's every New South Wales trainer when they
exactly right.
1,200 euros.
Yeah, so keep that horse in mind. Take the Rap and Eye for Style. Might take 2 horses. Angel City comes out of the Matthew Smith stable. Only lightly raced. A very progressive horse now. Shows a bit of talent. As I said, it's only a few starts into his career. It was no match for the winner in the end, but tried really, really hard. It was only the last little bit. So I'll have a look at this horse. It's Gallant in defeat, running second.
Coming to the 500, she's a length in front. The Crystal second, Mackinaw Peach in third. 4 lengths away, then came Jaeger Bomb second, Debonair Isosceles. At the top of the straight, Angel City, she's had them running. The Crystal just about on terms at the cutaway. Then Mackinaw Peach. The Crystal ran up to Angel City. Mackinaw Peach in third. It's the Crystal and Angel City, 150 to go. The Crystal, Angel City. The Crystal's just in front, a length clear, getting away the Crystal, and the Crystal's going to be too good for Angel City.
Nicely bred. She's a horse on the way through, and Matthew Smith will place her well in the stable. I think she can win in the next start, in fact. So Angel City for mine, and Eye for Style for Kayla out of this meeting from Goulburn on Monday.
Take 2 time racing was at Muswellbrook this Tuesday, the 12th of August. We kicked off on a heavy 10 surface, 7 races on the card, and I've picked out a couple of horses that I think are worth following over the coming weeks. The first horse I want to highlight went around in race number 3 on the card in the maiden handicap over 1,280 metres. Zucchini was having her third start in a race. She was placed here at Muswellbrook on debut. Her previous run here at Muswellbrook was pretty good, covered ground and finished 4th. Today, things just didn't work out for her. She showed good early speed, got caught wide again, but battled on bravely.
With 600 metres left to go, so Chirpel led from Zucchini, and now Salvado zips up 3 wide, looks to be travelling okay. Then came Eagle Turn, just looking for a run. Out wider was Pinot Nero, and Allard Hill takes the shortcut as they turn. Chirpel just in front from Zucchini, and going through underneath them was Eagle Turner. Salvado's trying to lift out in the middle of of the track with 250 left to go. Chirpel, Eagle Turner, Salvado out in the centre's really hitting top gear now. Salvado got to the lead, a little bit wayward in the straight though with 100 metres left to go. Salvado's pulling clear, and Salvado, the favourite, will win. Beats Zucchini.
Well, the well-back Salvado just had the superior turn of foot in the end and went on for a strong victory, but I don't think it'll be too long before we see Zucchini in the winner's circle. The next horse I want to follow went around in race number 4, another maiden over 1,000 metres. Third base was the well-backed favourite here, went straight to the front and wasn't for catching, but I thought the second horse might be worth following, Empress Arena. She worked to the line well.
Inside the 600, the leader third base up to the turner, out by 2 Empress Arena, Dixie Edition, Sharps Battle, Irish Sinner, out wider was Bon Oyster, and I'm Done headed the remainder. Around the turn, third base has run this hard, but it is flying along out in front, out by 3, 4 lengths, Empress Arena trying harder, then Dixie Edition, Irish Sinner's trying to get going, but it's all third base with 150 metres left to go. Third base 5 lengths in front from Empress Arena, Irish Sinner running on for the back, but it's all third base will run them into the ground. Third base too easy for one of the favourites. Third base beat Empress Arena.
Third base winning at start number 2, but Empress Arena, after a string of minor placings, deserves a change of fortune, and I think if she strikes a similar race in the coming weeks, she's going to be awfully hard to hold out. So the 2 horses to follow out of this Muswellbrook meeting this Tuesday, the 12th of August, Zucchini and Empress Arena.
Take 2 from Hawkesbury on Tuesday the 12th of August. A soft 7 surface, played pretty well, but it certainly advantaged those that were up and in on the track today. My first horse I want you to follow is in race 2. Banknote Hustler from the Mick Price Michael Kent Jr. stable. He was first up today after being gelded. He looks lovely. He's got improvement to come. He jumps well, but they muster underneath him, and Chad Schofield elects to go back. That wasn't the place to be. He comes wide, you follow him, he's in the light blue colours, getting out wide on the track.
Approaching the turn, Gamp in front, led by a half Narcissist, O'Hope behind. Sliding up on the outside of those was Look Here, Tuscany next in the middle. He's just slicing through between horses to the turn, and Banknote Hustler's the widest. In the straight, Gamp led, Narcissist, Look Here, Tuscany's full bore, he gets a gap now and tries to push out. He's tight for room in doing so, Banknote Hustler not picking up, and O'Hope slips up the fence. 150 to go. O'Hope drove through, headed Gamp and Tuscany, and O'Hope's going to sprint away. O'Hope comes down to beat Tuscany, Gamp and Banknote Hustler.
Although comfortably beaten, you mark him down. He's got a good ability, this horse, and I think he'll win plenty of races. Banknote Hustler. The next horse I want you to follow is in race 4 on the card. His name is Sigma. Not like the car he used to own growing up, Sigma. They weren't much of them. But this horse, Sigma, only had 3 starts after today's 2 starts coming today. It jumps to the front. It's in the red and the kind of the black sash. Goes forward and gives one hell of a sight.
They're coming to the turn. Sigma led, 450 metres to go from Serious Legend, 2 lengths away. Rach behind those. Golden Century just laying in a bit in the straight. It's Sigma down below the 250. From Rach, Serious Legend, Golden Century starting to build up now. It's Sigma down to the 100 metres. From on the outside, Serious Legend, who's grinding home, starting to come now. Then Golden Century. It's Sigma, Serious Legend. They're the 2. Serious Legend, I think, got there. I think he got there last stride to beat Sigma.
That run will just top him off, and I reckon Adrian and Gay will find a nice race for him going forward, and he'll be able to get the chocolates. The 2 horses from Hawkesbury this afternoon. Race 2, the first one from the Mick Price Michael Kent Jr. stable is Banknote Hustler, and in race 4 from the Adrian Block Gay Waterhouse stable, Sigma.
Racing at Newcastle on Thursday the 14th of August. We had cool conditions, 8 races on the program. The track was rated in the heavy range, however we had fairly small fields throughout the meeting, and I thought the track overall played quite nicely. 2 horses to follow out of the meeting today. The first of those comes up in race number 4. It was Beau Bandit. He was resuming today without a trial. He showed very good speed to lead on the fence. You'll see him in the red colours. He's a little bit green over the final stages.
Coming round the home bend, 500 metres out, pushing up on its inner as Bow Bandit. Beth Sheba in third, Last Druid back to the inside, and then Rock Barton Max. Walsma Mate trying to weave a passage nearer the inside. Luna Valenti the leader. Bow Bandit coming after it. Walsma Mate is picking up on the inside. It's Luna Valenti grabbed by Bow Bandit, but Walsma Mate grabs the pair. Out wide, Rock Barton Max finishes off, but coming away in the end is Walsma Mate. Walsma Mate wins again over Bow Bandit.
He's only having his second career start today, and I think he just ran into a smart one. He was very good breaking his maiden here last preparation on debut, and he's just a horse that will continue to improve with racing. The other horse to follow out of the meeting today comes out of race number 5. It was Floral Legend. This filly was resuming for the new stable. She's having her first start for the new yard, and she showed very good speed to lead. She was grabbed late. She's in the red and white colours.
Up towards the 600 metres. Floral Legend in control over California Command. Good Karma tracking through. The Stars still in fourth spot. In and out now, peels to the outside, and I Want to Be Under Pressure starting to drop out. Floral Legend leads around the home bend at the 450. Led by a length now. California Command is trying to come after it. Back to the inside is Good Karma, and the Stars is starting to come home nicely with In and Out. 250 left to go, and the Stars rushed up, went to the lead. In second spot, battling away is California Command. Not going away is Floral Legend, the inside. In and Out can't get to them. The Stars in front, Floral Legend coming back. The Stars in front, Floral Legend making a dive, but the Stars gets in over Floral Legend.
She was great. She was first up. She was just run down by a mare that was fitter on the day, but she'll have taken good natural improvement from the outing, and she looks as though she's come back a better horse this preparation. The two horses to follow out of the meeting at Newcastle are Floral Legend and Bow Bandit.
Tamworth Racing, Friday the 15th of August. We had great conditions on track, and we did get an upgrade throughout the afternoon from a soft 5 to a good 4, but a couple of nice horses to follow. You like one in race 6?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about Freedom to Roam. She tackled the 1400 third up, and it was a little bit similar run to her start prior at the 1200 metres where she spotted the speed a little bit too far.
So the field of 12 have 400 metres left to travel. Ramby's moved up along the outside to join Western Conqueror out in front. A length away next is Halle B, Magic Sorcerer, Release Point, all hot on the scene as they come into the straight. 200 metres left to travel. Anna Ramby's leads the way by about a length. Release Point trying hard to the outside. Release Point moves up in Jazz not too far away. Release Point puts its head out in front now, kicking up underneath it though. Release Point is going to be too good in the end. Release Point has won. Arambi's tried again to grab second, and then followed by over the line came in Jer. Back in behind those runners then came Balmero with Freedom to Roam.
So still last on the point of the turn. I thought her late work was quite good. She could probably go to a low benchmark race and be even suited up to the mile, and probably another win soon.
Yeah, certainly. She just looks like she needs to draw a gate so she can get some kind of luck in race.
Help.
Yeah, it would be helpful. I like one in race 7. It's probably the best race of the day, and it's a colt. And he couldn't have been any more impressive. He's stepping from a maiden to a class 3. He was probably a little bit cluttered up in running in the second half of the field, but look at the way he finishes off to get the job done. You'll spot him in the green and yellow.
Colt, we missed that in the first court, still about midfield, and Sonata a long way back. Into the straight, 350 left to travel. Nimble Star rolls to the top, leads narrowly now. Withstand, he's fighting back. Here comes a Colt now, coming up real hot to the outside. Girowine's in traffic. A Colt sails down the outside, puts the head out in front. A Colt coming clear, and a Colt wins.
Well, he was impressive, wasn't he?
He's very impressive, and that was a good little race. It's not easy to go from a maiden to a class 3. Physically, we know the horse is going to get to 1400, so there's plenty of options moving forward with him.
And it wasn't the ideal circumstances leading in. Also, he'd missed some work. They'd been back into the trials in between, but that's his second run for the Cody Morgan Staple, his second win. I think he'll knock up winning races and go through his grades quickly. So the two horses you want to follow from Tamworth are Freedom to Roam and a Colt.
Friday racing at Taree on the 15th of August. We had beautiful conditions. It was a little bit cloudy earlier on this morning. And I must give it a good credit for the rain they'd had. That track was good. Look, it did play leaders, so let's be fair. It did that. But at least we're going around. That's a big thing.
Yeah, and the surface was great. We had a track upgrade through the day, so we got to a soft 7, which was nice, but it did play a little to the on-speed runners.
Yeah, I picked up a lightly raced horse. I watched him at Grafton 2 runs back, and this is Dundee Tales. Now, we'll pick him up coming to the home turn. He's back on the fence. He's worse than midfield. He's in the blue colours with the red sleeves and the blue and white starred cap. You watch the way this horse hits the line late.
Around the home turn, and Cody's Bing sustains the effort. It's a half to 3/4 of a length in front. Shaka Maxon in the clear. Shalamina diving back to the inside, followed by Bella Sen. Cat's Quarters labouring behind those next was Idle Shot, but at the 200, it's Cody's Binks in front, leads by a length. Shalamina second, followed by Cat's Quarters running home well. Dundee Tails, but Cody's Binks in front. Another leader's winning, and it's Cody's Binks over second. Dundee Tails.
Now, he was one of very few runners that made up a lot of ground.
Yep.
He was Stonewall near back to last down the back, and he did the same at Grafton. He got back and found the line. He's lightly raced. He's got plenty of upside. You'll find the right race for him, Peter Graham, and he won't be far off winning one.
Yeah, he's bred to stay, so I definitely think even out over a little bit further, we're going to see the best of him. I found one other horse that made ground today, and that was in race number 5. It was Buck Pharaoh over the 1,000 metres. They went very quick out in front. He said it was back second last. He's in the yellow and red colours.
Into the straight, 3:75 to go. Zoe Shark on the inside, Claptone. Plenty of room for Boambi Beach from Buck Pharaoh. Lady Telessa and right down the grandstand railers Telegraph, but it's Zoe Shark in front. Buck Pharaoh is closing. It's Zoe Shark in front. Buck Pharaoh finishing resolutely. Zoe Shark in front. Zoe Shark beat Buck Pharaoh.
Yeah, he just had to angle off heels at the top of the straight. I think he's a far better horse when he can get back to his home track at Port Macquarie, but he was certainly taking ground off the eventual winner, Zoe Shark, who just had her own way up.
Yeah, that was a terrific run. That horse is really going good. You're right. He finds the right race back at home, but he wasn't disgraced here today.
No.
Because that little mare got cheap sectionals up in front and he had to try to wear her down.
No, he was brilliant. I'm with Buck Pharaoh.
Righto, well, I'm Dundee Tails. You follow in there. Our Take Two horses coming out of Tari's meeting on Friday, August the 15th.
We had a 6-race program at Narandra on Saturday. The club was able to get coverage on Sky Thoroughbred Central and expose some horses that are coming through that I think can win very, very shortly. One of those is Alpine Rose. This mare comes out of the Kerry Weir stable. Now, she's only won the one race from 15 starts, but gee, she's knocking on the door for another win. As we pick them up, she's in the blue colours outside the speed, and she tries really hard to the line. She finishes second, but maybe next time she can go one better. Here's Alpine Rose.
On the turn, Fortis and Armour, Soimbari battling away, clear of Alpine Rose, Sturdy, Deploy and Destroy the grey between runners, Blazing Zone and Locadente down the outside, whips are cracking, 200 out, and the favourite here, which is Fortis and Armour, has got to Oimbari, but Alpine Rose is on the scene. It's Fortis and Armour and Alpine Rose fighting it out. Fortis and Armour, Alpine Rose fighting very, very hard there. Fortis and Armour just beats. In second there was Alpine Rose.
Pretty good effort. I know she's had a few opportunities, but if they get her to a suitable race around Gundagai or somewhere like that, she can win very, very shortly. She's a nice type of horse too, and she'll win not before too long. The other horse is Thunder Pace. Unusual. I've tipping this horse. He's a 10-year-old. We know his form's pretty disclosed, but he comes out of the Dan McCarthy stable, and he's another horse who's got his hoof right on the till for a win. He runs second on this occasion. He tries really hard, but he just couldn't quite pick up our winner, but he's not far off a win either. Here he is, the old fellow.
As they race up towards home, it's Balgowan on the inside who led narrowly into the straight. Thunder Pace to the outside. Here's Brenland's Trooper now 3 out on the track, being followed further back then by Single Beat down the outside. In the home running though, it's Balgowan on the inside. Thunder Pace. Brenland's Trooper still winding up. Brenland's Trooper's moving up. Balgowan, Thunder Pace are fighting hard. Brenland's Trooper, Thunder Pace is coming back. Brenland's Trooper got there a whisker. Brenland's Trooper first, second goes to Thunder Pace.
Pretty good again, Thunder Pace. He'll always carry plenty of weight, but Dan McCarthy, the trainer, will probably keep utilising the claim of Alice Kennedy. So Thunder Pace and also Alpine Rose, the two horses to follow out of Narandra.
Take Two time racing was at Wyong this Sunday, the 17th of August. We had 7 races on the card. We started off on a heavy 10 track and we had a couple of upgrades throughout the afternoon. We ended up racing on a heavy 8 surface. I've picked out a couple of horses that I think are worth following over the coming weeks. The first horse I want to highlight went around in race number 3, Artistic Venture from the O'Shea Charlton stable. There was much expectation on how she performed today. She was sent out a short price favourite. She settled back in the second half of the field. She worked her way through the field quite nicely and perhaps just found herself in front a little too far from home.
They're tight and compact coming up to the turner. Lloyd sitting pretty quiet on Artistic Venture as they turn for home. Artistic Venture moved up, put pay to the Magic Man. Rivendell charging home late. Then came Voting Rights on the outside. Favourites in trouble here. Rivendell on the outside. Artistic Venture the rail. Rivendell won. beat Artistic Venture.
I think the eventual winner, Rivendell, looks well above average as well and was able to grab Artistic Venture close for home. But I think we can stick with Artistic Venture. She went around against a good quality opposition in her first preparation, and I think next time round, maybe on a big track, stepping up slightly in distance, she'll be awfully hard to beat. The next horse I want to highlight went around in race number 5. Flying Orchid was only having his second start in a race today. He was an impressive winner at Newcastle earlier in the year. Today, he got back in the second half of the field and looped runners and raced away.
Flying Argyle, it's tracked by Flying Orchid. Then came in the middle there, All Too Wild. Over on the rail next, Killer Curse, just buried away in traffic. Bluff and Bluster next, and Bonus Tempest is detached as they come past the 400. Flying Argyle, Flying Orchid out deep. They've gone to, of course, I Am and JX. Then came All Too Wild getting to the outside. Bluff and Bluster was next as they turned. Flying Orchid took off, led by 2.5 Flying Argyle. All Too Wild down the outside, but Flying Orchid will make it 2 from 2, and Flying Orchid's going to streak them. Flying Orchid eased down, won by 2.5.
Really good performance from Flying Orchid, settling down in the second half of the field. Had a bit to do, but I love the way he circled runners and powered away for the softest of wins. I think he's got a bright future. There'll be plenty more wins to come. So the two horses to follow out of this Wyong meeting this Sunday, the 17th of August, Artistic Venture and Flying Orchid.
Racing this Sunday came out of Maruya, and we started the day off on a soft 7, but were pretty quickly upgraded to a soft 6. So the track race, much different to what we saw at the last meeting when they were getting to the outside fence. It was actually played quite fair, and we saw a couple of impressive winners, but a few horses to follow out of the meeting. What did you come up with, Graham?
Yeah, well, I just wanted to make mention of a couple of highlights. Angus Villiers winning his first ride for a few months. Adrian Late, his first winner since coming back from a pretty nasty fall or an incident up there at Townsville. So they were a couple of highlights for mine for sure. The main event winning the big Super Main, that was certainly a highlight as well. But the horse I want to really focus on is this Pleasure Rise, trained by Luke Pepper. She won her first 2 starts, and then she come back against a very tough field. Now, the winner was Too Good Vella's Best. It was our favourite, part of a big day for Billy Owen, of course. But look, she was no match for the winner. She got a little bit lost on the turn, but when she flattened out, she really tried the line. She holds on for second as we picked them up, but Vella's Best is just too good.
Pleasure Rise in second position. Throw One In's in third. Pretty Sassy fourth. Then came Selhurst Park from Vegas Dream, and All Too Lucky's cut the corner. It'll come up the cutaway. Vella's Best in front from Pleasure Rise, led by a length. All Too Lucky got to third. It's Vella's Best gave a good kick past the 200. 2 lengths in front to Pleasure Rise. Vella's Best has gone further in front. Pleasure Rise second, but a real return to form here for Vella's Best. That's the best version of Vella's Best. He bolts in. Pleasure Rise second.
Pretty good for a young, inexperienced horse. She's still a work in progress, but she's my horse to follow. I think probably Canberra in a couple of weeks or so, but Pleasure Rise.
Yeah, well, her overall
going
record
forward.
now.
Yeah, terrific. 3 starts for 2 wins and a second, so she's my horse.
Yeah, fair enough. I thought there was a lot of horses to follow out of this meeting, but the horse I want to highlight is a horse called Think I Do out of the Joseph Jones camp. Very lightly raced, has only had 7 starts, and today we saw her first go over the 2,000 metres. Now we'll pick her up down the straight. She doesn't have a whole lot of luck, and she's very narrowly beaten in the finish.
500 metres left to go. Jalmari's in front. Goofinator, Peruno, Golden Fairy with a sustained run. Think I Do got off the inside. Then came Airliner. Once they turned the bend, Jalmari's in front from Goofinator, Peruno, Think I Do, Golden Fairy. Up the 250, it's Jalmari in front from Goofinator, Peruno, Golden Fairy still coming. Greatest of Ease on the far side. Peruno hit the front from Golden Fairy, Goofinator. Peruno's in front from Golden Fairy, Goofinator. Peruno's just in front from Golden Fairy, Goofinator. Oh, this is close. Think I Do flashed home as well.
It was probably our best finish of the day, but I would argue that had she have had clear air from the top of the straight, she probably wins. I'm surprised your highlight of the day wasn't finding that winner, Peruno, at $26.
I was going to mention it, but I knew you'd mention it anyway. But no, Peruno was great, and Adrian Late's first winner back as well, so that was great to see for mine.
Yeah, good day's racing and quite a few highlights out of this meeting, but our 2 horses to follow, Pleasure Eyes and Think I Do.
Thanks for your company on the program this week. We look forward to doing it all again next time around. Hope you can join us then. Bye for now.